Hello, my name is Sue Deckers. I'm the travel nurse at the Teelan Student Health Center. In the travel clinic, we provide education on safe travel, insect-borne diseases like malaria, chikungunya, dengue, and leishmaniasis, and food and waterborne diseases. We also discuss vaccinations that are important for travel. We have a full pharmacy that carries over-the-counter medications, prescription medications recommended for travel, first aid supplies, and suture sets for groups that are traveling to countries that are in more remote locations and may have limited healthcare supplies. We encourage travelers to seek these services 8 weeks prior to departure. Many travelers do not think about the risks associated with traveling, but the biggest risk to a traveler is the traveler who assumes there is no risk. Risk associated with travel varies greatly. Factors that influences these risks can be related to your accommodations. Are you in a hotel, resort versus tents? The location in your country. Are you going to be in an area that is close to a border that's in dispute or an area that has civil unrest? Will you be urban versus rural? The length of stay. Longer stays have greater risks. Are you participating in activities that are of higher risk, like cliff diving or spelunking? Risk-averse travelers, this is the traveler who wants to do everything they can to decrease their risk. In our case here at Iowa State, sometimes it's our parents who want the students to do everything they can do to decrease their risk. The health of a traveler. Travelers who have other health issues are at a greater risk of having complications while traveling. Many people think that since a vaccination is not required to travel somewhere, that no vaccinations are needed. There are 3 vaccinations that are required to go anywhere. The first vaccination is yellow fever. The yellow fever vaccination may be required to get into a country. That vaccination is to protect the country from the spread of yellow fever or prevent it from reoccurring in the country. The second vaccination is meningitis. That vaccination is required for people who are traveling to Saudi Arabia to do their Hajj pilgrimage. The third is polio. There still is wild polio circulating, and certain countries require it to enter their country. Routine vaccinations are those vaccinations that are part of the childhood series and are important to prevent these diseases from spreading or reoccurring. An example of that is pertussis. You may also know it as whooping cough and also measles. Both these diseases have been in the media the last few years due to outbreaks here in the U.S. Recommended vaccines are vaccinations that you may be at risk for when you travel. Your provider may recommend that you get vaccinations for typhoid, rabies, Japanese encephalitis, tick-borne encephalitis, but this vaccination is not available in the U.S. There are different risks for different countries. Countries that are less developed have greater risk. These are countries that you, as a group leader, may wish to have me come and present to. At that time, I can go over vaccinations, food and waterborne diseases specific to your country, and also provide education to help decrease those risks. We have discussed diseases that can affect travelers, but injuries are the biggest risk. Car accidents and drowning. Injuries that may not be life-threatening in Ames, Iowa, can be very life-threatening in other countries. If there is an injury, is emergency care available? Are there ambulances with highly trained paramedics or med flight? Is the ambulance purely for transportation? How fast are emergency services able to respond? Are you in a city where it is so congested it may be better to get to healthcare on your own if you're not at risk of hurting yourself or the person you're trying to help? Is there basic healthcare substandard? All factors to be aware of when traveling. The incidences of diseases are constantly changing. Malaria, dengue, and chikungunya, to name a few. This information is updated regularly on the CDC travel website, and I encourage you to remain up to date on this information. Thank you for your time, and to quote Mark Twain, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness." Safe travels.